Hello. Alright, so what we have here is our mulch calculator, and what I'm going to show you here is how to first open it up, how to basically build your APK files, and basically tell you how to do everything that you need to do for the app. Alright, so pretty much when you get the file, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to import your project. Alright, now depending on where you saved your file, you're going to need to locate that in your browser here. So as you can see, I found my file. All you got to do is just press OK, and then after probably 10 to 15 seconds, depending on how fast your computer is, it's going to boot up, and you're going to see this screen right here. Now this is pretty much your main activity.java file. This is pretty much where everything will go down as far as your app control wise. Now as you can see here, it's pretty much a simple web view app. Now in this file, as you can see, the some of the settings that we have enabled is JavaScript. You're going to need to make sure that always is set to true, otherwise the app is not going to work. As far as web view wise, I'll go over it a little bit later, but you can see that we're basically just calling our web view from our XML file, and it's pretty much that's what's going to be our main content and our main layout. Okay, as far as everything down here, you don't really have to worry about, don't touch it, and everything should be fine. Now as far as creating your APK file, now your APK file, if you don't know, is pretty much, it's a zip file pretty much that contains everything that your app contains as far as information, pictures, how the app runs. It's pretty much the brains of the operation. Now to create this, what you're going to want to do is you want to go to build, and you want to go to generate signed APK. Now as you can see here, I have a master password on, and you'll also get actually I'm gonna go ahead and cancel this. We're gonna go ahead and create a new one. Alright, now the first thing you have to do if you're gonna, of course, create your APK is you have to set where you want your key store path to go to. Your key store path is pretty much your keys to your APK that allow you to make updates, changes, and allow you really to submit your app to the Google App Store. Now this file is very important because if you lose this file, pretty much it's a done deal, in the sense of you're gonna have to start over unless you can remember word for word every little detail that you put in to your key store path. So my advice to you is definitely back up this file. It's a very important file. Now what I've done right here is I'm gonna save it to my desktop, because I just want to make sure that, of course, the I can easily find it. So what I'm going to do is go create new. So we got key store path here. Alright, so as I said, I'm going to save it to my desktop. So all you gotta do is just highlight the desktop. Now next thing you have to do is choose the file name. I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm just gonna call it mulch. My password, I'm gonna keep it simple also. I think it has to be like six characters, so I'm just gonna go 1 2 3 4 5 6. Gotta confirm it as well too. As for my alias, this is the key alias as well. I suggest just keeping this the same name as you did the key store path, just to make things simple in the long run. So I'm gonna keep this as mulch as well. I'm gonna go 1 2 3 4 5 6. Do that again. These two passwords are actually different, but just to keep things simple, I'm gonna keep them the same. Now your validity for his years is pretty much how long your key is gonna last, in sense of how long you're gonna be able to basically submit apps with this key. Now for the most part, you want to keep this at 25 or above, because if you want to do, let's say, 2 or 3 years, and the time comes where you have to create a new key, you're going to run into problems. Now, as for your certificates, you only really have to fill out one of these at the least if you want to. Just keep things simple for the first and last name. I'm just going to put mulch. After you're done with that, you're just going to want to click OK. As you can see, basically we have our key store password here, our alias, and just keep things simple. I'm going to go remember password. That's where that master password is going to come back in handy. So I'm going to say my master password is 1234556, just so I don't have to keep on putting it in a million times. After we're done with that, the build type, you're always going to want to go to release, because if you go to debug, it's not going to work either if you try to release it or try to test it on a device. So once we're done with that, we're going to go finish. Now it's going to take a second to build our APK file. Now, in the meantime, while it builds, you can see you have a lot of folders here. You have your Gradle scripts. Your Gradle scripts is pretty much how Android is going to basically compile your app so that it's eligible to be downloaded by different phones and everything like that. For the most part, you won't have to really touch anything in here because it's automatically going to be updated. Now, some important areas that you do really have to remember is you have your assets file, which is a mulch.html file, which is pretty much, this is the, I guess you call the heart of the app. This is pretty much this is where pretty much everything goes down in sense of how the solution folder. First, most of your images, but really it's really contains your launcher, which your app icons. So whenever, of course, somebody opens up the phone, they're going to see whatever icon that you decided to create. Now, each one of these is actually a different size and a different, I guess, pretty much they're all a different size. Now, the easiest way to get the right sizes for these, if you look on the link that I provided, there's actually a website that you can go to. It's called, I think, makeiconapp.com. Don't quote me on that, but it's in the link. Basically, what it'll do is just drop one of your, basically it has to be a PNG file. Just drop one of your PNG files in, and it'll automatically create the right sizes. So once it creates the right sizes, all you have to do is just copy and paste them into here. Now, when you do copy and paste it, it is going to ask you which definition, I guess, that you're going to want to set it to. Make sure that you set it to the correct one, otherwise it's not going to work. Now, as far as the resolution, as you can see right here, we pretty much have, okay, our APK file is created. Okay, so I'll get back to that in a second, but pretty much you have four main ones that you need to worry about: your HDPI, MDPI, XDI, Now, each one of these pretty much pertains to a different type of phone, since we have phones and tablets. Since there's different resolutions between, of course, phones and tablets, that's what allows pretty much the app to automatically determine which icon to use. This is very important in the sense of you want to make of course, your app to look, you want to change the mulch icon and all that. This is pretty much the only way to do it right here. So I'll get back to the job and the manifest folders at the end, because those are two separate things that we'll have to do later. But so once your APK file is created, of course, this will pop up. So we'll just go show and explore, so that way it's easy to work with here. Luckily, the APK file, when it opens up, it's only going to be one file, but it's pretty much, as I said earlier, it's pretty much your zip file of your entire app. So what we're going to want to do with this is we can do two things with this. With your APK file, like in this form, we can either test it on the device, which only thing to do if you want to test it on the device, just literally put it on an SD card and open it up, and you can test it that way, or you can just test it, of course, by launching the app, which I'm about to show you right now. So you have your APK file. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go into your Google developer account, which I hope you already have. Otherwise, pretty much you're not going to be able to submit apps. So pretty much when you have this, you're going to want to first, actually, well, not first, but you're going to want to, of course, fill in all the titles and your descriptions and everything that you want the user to see. This is important. It's also mandatory, as you can see. Anything with a star is mandatory. This is also where you can change the icon look of the App Store, but not on the app. So pretty much what you have to do here is just basically just drag and drop any images that you want in here. Same with this as well too. You have your graphics here. You also have to select your applications, categories, and anything else that you need as well. So once you get all that done, you'll also see a check here, a green check, meaning that everything's ready to go here. Now, of course, we want to upload our APK to the App Store. So what we're going to do is upload our APK. Very easy, just drag and drop as well too. You just go click on the APK at the side. It's going to bring up this screen here. You're going to go upload new APK, and when we basically, of course, we have our APK file, you just drag and drop it into there. I'm not going to do it just right now because I'm going to have to show you some other stuff before, but you just drag and drop in there, and it takes about 5 to 10 seconds, and then it's going to let you, if you've already done everything in the store, it's going to let you submit it there, or you can save it for later or whatever. Another thing you have to do in the store as well too is you have to determine your pricing and distribution. Pretty much you want to determine how much your app costs, and you also select where your app is released at too. Now when you upload your APK as well, you have to consent to all the Android pretty much guidelines here. Just basically click them and you should be fine. Once you're ready to upload, and if you didn't do it from the APK screen, you'll know that you're basically ready to go because you'll have 3 checks here. But then also, most importantly, you'll see this little I guess it'll pop down here, which will allow you to say publish a store. You have some other options as well too, but you have to do that pretty much. This is the last step that you have to take in order to publish to the App Store. Now once you publish to the App Store, it'll give you some information, since that it's going to take a couple hours, of course, get everything updated on their end. So that's pretty much how you submit to the App Store with the app, and also how to I guess open it in Android Studio. Now of course you have your Java. Okay, I'm going to go back to these folders here. You have your Java folder here, which I said earlier is pretty much contains your main activity file. Pretty much if you want to add features in sense of Android features, you would have to know some Java. And since now as far as the app goes, as far as like the mulch calculator goes, those features will have to be I guess edited in the mulch.html file in your assets folder, which I'll show you later. Now your manifest folder is also a very important folder because it contains a file called the Android manifest, yes, that XML. Now this file, basically what it does, it houses a lot of features. So pretty much what you really have to worry about is, okay, your package name. Your package name says, okay, this is the package of the app, and this is what in the back end code wise my unique app name. Now this name right here is a very unique name in the sense that it cannot match anybody else's package name in the App Store. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So basically, to do that, I mean, just find something that fits you, and pretty much, yeah. Okay. So pretty much what you have here down here. Now your Android label. This is how you change pretty much like the name of your app. So in the sense of, like when you open up the app, it'll say mulch calculator, or maybe say something else. Now if you want to change that name, you just basically just highlight this and just change it to whatever you want, and that'll pretty much change that. Well, actually it will change your app name. Now it won't change it, of course, in the App Store, but that'll change it code-wise, app-wise. Now down here, what you have is pretty much your intents. Now you won't have to really worry about these, because basically what this is saying is that, okay, whenever the app is open, it's gonna launch my main activity, whatever my main activity does. Now I'm going to show you how to reskin and change a few features, a few things within the app itself. Now, there's two ways to do this. You can edit it if you're, I guess, like a really good HTML editor, or that. You can edit it, I guess, within Studio. Problem with that is the only way really to see what you're really doing is to test the app, which I really don't like. What I suggest is getting a what you see what you get HTML editor like Dreamweaver, or even Visual Studio, or there's a lot of free ones as well too if you look online. Basically what this will do is let you code, as well as it'll automatically update what you're doing visually. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a popular package. It's called Dreamweaver, from, I think it's Adobe, and basically this is one of the most common ones that a lot of people use if you're using like a PC like me. So basically what I have here is I have the simple app, and so pretty much since I have this what you see what you get editor, as far as like reskinning and all that, I'm not going to touch any of the code wise, because I don't have to. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to work with it just on the visual editor, which will automatically update the code as well too. So with this, let's say I want to, I can add pretty much pictures. I can pretty much do anything I can visually with this. So, and since if I want to change the background, I mean, of course this is in Dreamweaver, it's a little bit different in all other editors, but I can easily change the background to different colors, or if I wanted to add like a picture, I could do that as well too. Now that's why I say it's really best that you use a what you see what you get editor, because I know a lot of people don't like to use code, a lot of people don't know how to code, and this is the best way to get the app exactly looking the way that you want it to look. Now, as far as functionality wise goes, everything functional wise within the app is done basically through script. So I'll show you kind of like an example is trying to see here. Okay, so minimize this a little bit. Okay, so pretty much, if you know JavaScript, you know that it's pretty much you can use it, for a lot of things. So pretty much what I did was I basically created, it's just like a calculator in the sense. So basically, I mean, you have like here, I've my functions, and basically this is like my main function here that does the real calculation here. Now what I did was I did add a little failsafe where if, let's say, the user doesn't add a like a feature, like let's say like the thickness or the total area, you're gonna get a little message that says the thickness is required, or total area. Now you can change the message here, what you want to say, just by highlighting it and just changing it to whatever you want here. Now we go down a little bit more. This is pretty much like my values here, and this is how basically, as you can see, this is how I come up with the calculation. So it's pretty much 27 cubic feet per yard times 1728 cubic inches per feet, and that's pretty much how you get that. So math wise, if you know how to, something, let's say, more accurate, or you want to change the math portion of it up, this is pretty much where you do it at. As far as functionality goes, that's how you edit and change the main functionality. Now, whenever you get done, of course, editing it, of course you're going to want to save. Now, of course, to get it into your editor, of course, you're going to have to take it out of the assets folder. So make sure that, of course, when you save, it's also saving, of course, in your Android Studio folder. Now, whenever you make a change, of course, you're going to have to create a new APK and load a new APK to the Android market. Now, before you load the APK to the market, the new APK to the market, you're going to have to change your what am I trying to say? You're going to change your manifest versions, which sometimes it'll do it for you. If not, it'll let you know when you update the APK that you have a, let's say, like right now, I think this is on the Android market, probably like 2.1, I think, something, or 1.1, I think I have it as. But basically what you're going to have to do is basically come back in your manifest and just go version, change your version up. It'll actually, just go your Android version code. A lot of times it'll just automatically pop up. Just create a number that's bigger than your last number. It'll tell you all the instructions if you forget to do this, or if it doesn't automate this when you upload your APK into the App Store. Basically, the thing that this is doing is just saying that this is the next update. This will allow you also to keep track of which devices are on which versions, and vice versa. As far as everything goes, that's pretty much how you edit everything within the app. Some of the other stuff that you won't really have to deal with. Actually, one thing you will actually, we'll go to your strings. Your strings folder, that's how you change the name of the app name visually as well. Now your styles you won't really have to deal with, because I don't really didn't really do anything. This is just the default styles that come with when you make a project. And of course, as you know, don't lose the .jks file, and of course don't lose your APK file, and actually don't lose any of the files. So always keep backups, and that's pretty much how you use everything. Now, if I guess this is a lot of little stuff, but some people like to use not Android Studio for some reason, but they like to use Eclipse. Eclipse is actually the same thing pretty much as Android Studio, but I suggest using Android Studio just because this is what we do. We're Android, not Eclipse people. So that's pretty much how you reskin. That's pretty much how you change functionalities. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at any time, and thank you.